There's an uncomfortable truth almost no one admits. Most people don't suffer because of what others say, they suffer because of what they imagine others think. And this quiet, invisible fear is what freezes words in your throat, blocks opportunities, and turns simple moments into imaginary courtrooms. Because deep down, the fear of judgment comes far more from the mind than from the world. Think about a moment you've lived. You typed a message and spent minutes rewriting it, terrified it sounded wrong. Or you walked into a room and felt dozens of eyes on you, convinced everyone was analyzing your clothes, your posture, your every move. That knot in your stomach wasn't caused by anyone criticizing you. It was caused by the stage your mind built. And here's the twist. That stage almost never has an audience. This is where the Stoic paradox becomes clear. You feel watched in a world where everyone is too busy worrying about themselves to actually watch you. That's why freedom doesn't come from not caring. It comes from seeing reality as it is. And once the mind understands that shift, a quiet strength appears. Today, you're going to learn this path, simple, direct, and deeply transformative, to become unshakable from the inside out without pretending to be someone you're not. Most people think caring too much about opinions is a sign of weakness, but the truth is much older and far less personal. For almost all of human history, survival depended on belonging to a group. Being rejected was practically a death sentence. A human without a tribe was like a phone with 1% battery. Looks nice, might still turn on. But honestly, it won't get far. Our brains learned to see criticism as danger, something that threatened our very existence. That's why judgment feels so heavy. It's an ancient alarm that never got updated. Epictetus already knew this, saying we shouldn't blame the body for feeling what it was built to feel. Once you understand that, you realize you're not too sensitive or too weak. You're simply carrying emotional software that wasn't designed for the modern world. Evolution doesn't come with automatic updates. It's more like running an old app on the latest smartphone. That's why even irrelevant comments sting more than they should. The brain doesn't differentiate social discomfort from physical risk. It just reacts. The good news is simple. Outdated systems can be retrained. People who seem unbothered today weren't born like that. They learned how to reinterpret those ancient impulses. It's like teaching a dog that the doorbell doesn't mean danger, just noise. Slowly, the brain realizes online rejection isn't physical harm, and criticism stops paralyzing you. And when that shift happens, something opens, a kind of freedom that sets the stage for the next step, changing how you see the world itself. There's a funny phenomenon everyone knows, but few actually understand. The feeling that the whole world is watching every step you take. But in reality, most people are trapped inside their own heads, dealing with their own insecurities. One time at the gym, I misloaded a barbell so badly that the whole rack almost tipped over. One of those moments where you pretend it didn't happen, even though everyone definitely noticed. Looked around expecting laughter or stares. Nothing. Everyone was too busy checking their own reflections or trying to survive their workouts. That's the spotlight effect in action. People operate like radios tuned to a single station. Everyone is navigating private storms of worries. Chores, bills, deadlines, insecurities, things no one else sees. Thinking the world is analyzing you is like believing an entire traffic jam exists just to ruin your day. The old philosopher Zeno trained his students to see this clearly. He'd ask them to spill soup in a crowded market, and nobody cared. Everyone keeps living, too wrapped in their own concerns to notice yours. When this truth finally lands, something inside relaxes. Shame softens, self-criticism quiets down, and the imaginary spotlight dims. The stage you thought you were standing on turns out to be empty. This insight creates a sense of lightness, a subtle freedom, because you finally realize you're not being evaluated all the time. And that shift prepares your mind to explore something even deeper, the nature of real value. There's a simple truth people forget when they're busy trying to impress. What has real value carries value no matter who approves. Imagine selling water in a desert. It doesn't matter if the bottle is ugly, the label crooked, or if someone frowns at your design. Thirsty people don't debate aesthetics. This image explains why opinions feel oversized when your own sense of value is still shaky. When your purpose is solid, approval stops being fuel. Imagine if you spent weeks obsessing over the perfect microphone, the ideal lighting, the flawless backdrop, only to realize later that when the message hits, nobody cares about the microphone. When the content is bad, no microphone can save it. It's like cooking. The pan can be gorgeous, but if the food has no flavor, it won't matter. This insight takes power away from external judgment. What is useful, true, or transformative stands on its own. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed the focus should always be on the action, not the applause. When you commit to what is real, what you create, build, improve, or offer, external noise becomes just that, noise. It's like walking through the desert knowing you carry water. There is no debate around your worth, and that clarity quietly prepares you for the next step, where freedom begins through intentional discomfort. The Stoics' new courage isn't born from grand gestures. It's shaped through small, deliberate challenges that dismantle the fear of judgment. Another philosopher, Cato, walked the streets wearing simple clothing to train detachment from public opinion. Diogenes took this idea even further, doing things no one dared to do, revealing how much of shame is just a social illusion. Today, the training can be gentler. Go to the bakery wearing something plain, ask for a discount without explaining yourself, post something without editing it 3 times. The goal isn't rebellion, it's liberation. These tiny acts are like splashing cold water on your face in the morning. Uncomfortable for a moment, but instantly awakening. Every no you receive, every indifferent glance, every small embarrassment reduces the emotional weight you've been carrying. It's like taking your mind to the gym, and this gym doesn't require monthly fees, just a little daily courage. Slowly, you realize nothing catastrophic happens when you step outside people's expectations. And when this finally clicks, it clicks hard. The prison was never made of metal, it was made of paper. The fear of being watched, rejected, talked about, none of it materializes. You start walking lighter, speaking more freely, trying what you once avoided. And this newfound autonomy opens the door to a deeper realization. You don't need to stop caring, you just need to choose who you care about. There's a common belief that freedom comes from not caring anymore. But that's not how humans work. People will always seek validation. That's how the mind feels safe. Real freedom doesn't come from switching this instinct off, but from choosing whose voices matter. When your best friend tells you you're wrong, you listen. They know your story. They want your best. When a random stranger says the same thing, it's just noise mixed into the chaos of the world. Think of it like a playlist. Some songs play loudly. The words of wise people, loved ones, mentors, those who've proven they're in your corner. Other songs belong at volume 1, the opinions of strangers, rushed comments, uninformed criticism. And some tracks you should mute entirely, cruelty, envy, meaningless comparisons. This emotional curation protects your mind and strengthens what truly matters. Growing alongside people who lift you up. The Stoics taught that listening to many is a form of losing yourself. They recommended selective attention, like tuning in old radio until the signal gets clear. And once you realize you don't need to please the entire world, the weight of judgment dissolves. This new alignment makes space for a deeper insight. You don't overcome the fear of judgment by fighting it. You overcome it when something greater pulls you forward. There comes a moment when other people's opinions simply lose their grip, and it usually happens when something bigger steps into your life. Imagine someone running across a busy street to rescue a dog trapped between cars. People shout, "Are you crazy? Stop! You'll get hurt." But none of that matters. When the priority is undeniable, appearance becomes irrelevant. No one thinks about their hair while putting out a fire. That's the moment when purpose wins over fear. And it doesn't have to be heroic. It can be a child who needs support, a project that finally makes sense, a goal that lights up your chest, a responsibility that demands your presence. When something meaningful calls, judgment becomes background noise. The mind stops asking, "What will they think of me?" and starts asking, "What needs to be done right now?" The Stoics called this acting according to nature, following what is true, regardless of the surrounding noise. That's why fighting the fear of judgment directly rarely works. The more you try to not care, the more the mind fixates on it. The solution isn't suppression, it's replacement. Let something bigger take the space. Purpose, mission, love, responsibility. These create a focus so strong that criticism fades into the shadows. And when that shift happens, the world doesn't become lighter, you become stronger. This is the inner freedom that prepares you for the next stage of your journey. In the end, this whole Stoic journey points to a simple truth. You don't need to become perfect to live lightly. You just need to take back the power you unknowingly gave the world. People will always have opinions, but how they affect you transforms completely once you see that value comes from within, not from applause. The real question now is, what will you do with this understanding? Be honest. How many opportunities have you abandoned because you imagined someone was judging you? How many ideas, conversations, or projects have you buried because you feared looking weird, inexperienced, or not enough? And more importantly, how long will you let that fear make decisions for you? Maybe today is the first day you look at this with courage and finally decide you're done carrying that weight. If this video helped you see yourself with more clarity, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, and let this journey become part of your everyday growth. Here, you'll always find guidance to strengthen your mind, sharpen your presence, and build a life lighter, freer, and no longer ruled by judgments that only existed in your head. Let's walk together into the Innerverse.